I suppose I'm a comic actor, really. I'm being self-indulgent, really, but I enjoy anything that is funny, particularly if it has overblown characters where you can really show off. I'm not proud of that, but that's but that's how I feel. I like a good farce or a good comedy or a good panto. Mainly, I'm interested in 17th, 18th century music. That's really my interest. I enjoy singing with choirs or smaller groups, but I particularly enjoy doing opera because there's acting involved in it as well. It's not just static, and you're not singing from a score. I mean that it's quite demanding, but it's really enjoyable too. A nice bottle of Saint Emilion would be absolutely perfect. When I saw the Inspector Calls set in the West End for the first time, that that collapsing set, that was absolutely incredible. The Women in Black, the way they did that was really pretty awesome as well. I've been lucky. I mean, I've seen so many wonderful plays over the years. This monologue is from the Playboy of the Western World by J.M. Singh. It was quite a thing in its time, written in 1907, about a youngish guy who goes into the local pub and tells the story of how he's just killed his father. And everyone is so impressed by his story and the way he tells it that instead of um, hauling him off to jail, they're all hanging on his every word, and the daughter falls in love with him, and everything's going great until his father shows up, which is a bit of a problem. Up to the day I killed my father, there wasn't a person in Ireland knew the kind I was. And there I drinking, waking, eating, sleeping, a quiet, simple, poor fellow, with no man giving me heed. And I, after toiling, moiling, digging, dodging from the dawn till dusk, with never a sight of joy or sport, saving only when I'd be abroad in the dark night, poaching rabbits on hills, for I was a devil to poach. I'd be as happy as the sunshine of St. Martin's Day, watching the light pass in the north, or the patches of fog, till I'd hear a rabbit starting to screech, and I'd go running in the furze. Then, when I'd had my full share, I'd come walking down where you'd see the ducks and geese stretched sleeping on the highway of the road, and before I'd passed the dunghill, I'd hear himself snoring out, a loud, lonesome snore he'd be making all times the while he was sleeping. And he, a man, 'ud be raging all times the while he was waking. Like a gaudy officer you'd hear cursing and damning and swearing oaths after drinking for weeks, rising in the red dawn, or before it maybe, going out in the yard, as naked as an ash tree in the moon of May, and shying clods against the visage of the stars, till he'd put the fear of deaths into the bonnets and the screeching sows. He'd sons and daughters, walking all the great states and territories of the world, and not a one of them to this day but would say there's 7 curses on him, and they rousing up to let a cough or a sneeze, maybe, in the deadness of the night. I'm telling you, he never gave peace to any, saving when he'd get 2 months or 3, or be locked in the asylum for battering peelers or assaulting men. It was a bitter life he led me, till I did up on a Tuesday and have his skull.